The investigation is heating up with significant progress and critical developments underway.
Go out there to put the flowers down, as well as any other people coming along, so that they can you're gonna just keep coming in. All right, so they can, you guys got to see this kind of stuff. That's why it makes it so funny when you got this kind of person right there that says Jay gives off lesbian vibes, not good. Again, it's all in fun and games. We have 111. Hit that like button, say a prayer for Savannah and the Guthrie family and Nancy that she's brought home. And then let's get rid of that person. Whoever comes in like that, just get them off the channel. They're not coming back. It's just otherwise we got people like this. Carrie that sent me the video, been a member for 20 months, and it's all love, guilty of crime family. So we don't need the trolls in. Yes, the reason I put the video on, guys, is because I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, and this happens a lot. Well, yeah, I do sit back and think. That happens a lot too. What's up, Flojo TV? How you doing? Now listen, what happens many times, law enforcement, especially with FBI, they will do a stakeout of the crime scene or scene of a partial crime or area where something was committed, right? Even they'll do a vigil and they'll have undercovers out there watching people at the vigil to see if those people are suspect. And I assure you that happens. Look at Brian Koberger. He is now convicted and he went back to the crime scene in the morning to see what was going down, how his handiwork did. But what went wrong was they didn't wake up until noon, when they realized everybody had been unalived. All right. What's up, Flojo TV? Joanne says, Jay, I'm sorry people act like this. We love you and who you are. You're awesome. Well, thank you. We all, it's all love here. When the trolls have to come at me with lesbian or gay kind of thing or transgender, that just shows you they have no brain power, because that's already been said. I'm 46 years old, y'all, and I've heard it all. That was actually a very nice comment. So keep the nice comments coming. And you're right. I'd rather give y'all attention than the people that just want to say bad stuff. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Been there, done that. I'm not a spring chicken. We're all good in the hood. Velvet Unicorn, how you doing? Tony, Mama Sage, the great one, Julio. Thank you. Sadie's mama, all love to you. Yeah, it's all good. Exactly. It's low-hanging fruit. And for those of us that are guilty of crime, we don't go for low-hanging fruit. We go for the fruit that we have to climb in the trees to get. Well, we have to think about and we go for the fruit that's going to feed all of us, not just one person. And I'll take that, Mo Franjo. I'm going to be 47 in July. None of those things. Yeah. Gay vibes all day. Trolls. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, guys, I shipped out freaking 3 books today to the winners. Reason 111 why I'm gay. Well, I did write that book, didn't I? I guess I am giving off gay vibes. Well, thanks for the free advertisement, people. Now, Foxy, I sent you 5 of these bad boys and I signed them, and then I shipped out another 3 to the people that want 1. So good. Help trolls, help me blow up my book and my channel. Go get my reason 111 why I'm gay. And again, it's one of those stories that tells you about my story, but I incorporate humor, and it will also help you if you know somebody that comes out to you and says, I've been wanting to tell you something, I'm gay. And you're like, oh, cool, no big deal. I saw that come in, or whatever. Like, who cares? We're in 2026, baby. Let's go. Clark, good to see you. Big hugs. Thank you so much for getting that started off with the $1.99 super sticker or super chat. Yeah, it's all love here. So we, you know what I'm saying? We get a lot of love around here. So we're good to go. And we really want to bring Nancy Guthrie home, but we want to look at the obvious before we start going off into these tangents about Mexican cartels, because I assure you, I've talked to a few people in a Mexican cartel and other cartels. And I don't think that they would want to bring attention to this like this case is happening. They would not go to TMZ and put a ransom note, I assure you. So let's get rid of those theories. We're going to talk about the forensic expert theory and the theory about law enforcement, how they're tracking people, and why did someone decide to just trash the memorial? Why did they trash the memorial? Thank you, Felicia. Happy hump day, Jay, and everyone. Back at you. All love. What's up, Wolfpack? Good to see you. Good to see you. I wish you had a wrench. Number 46. Oh, I'm like, number 46. Gotta get your skincare routine. Well, it's called good genetics, baby. All right, Cheeky, Jen's a gypsy. So I want to thank you, Carrie, for sending me the video. I am not by any means talking about Savannah, or I'm sorry, Annie or Tommaso being a suspect. The whole point is, and I'm going to give you guys all up to date. My whole point on that video was, damn, when you see something, it's hard to unsee. And then I started thinking about it and I'm like, wait a minute, law enforcement purposely sets those moments up so they can track. Now, you remember they put cameras everywhere and security, they're watching this stuff. And whether it's these people or other people that came back, oh, it was, okay, so the mailman, it was the mailman delivery truck. Okay, well, regardless, thank you, Roxy, for putting that out there. The bottom line of that whole thing is there's a lot of weird stuff going on. So the mailman messed it up, but there's also weirdos coming out and just things that are happening. I was losing interest in this case, so it sounds promising. No, I please don't lose interest. There's absolutely lots of new promising information, I assure you. All right. So this is who we're looking for still. This is who we're talking about. I'm going to tell you, please don't lose interest. This case is not going cold. It's the opposite. It's heating up, and I'll tell you why. And then we'll get into everything else. We're going to talk about the glove and the DNA matching that. We're going to talk about the forensic theories, the elder abuse theory, and yes, we can get an amen, Carrie. Amen. Amen. Love you, girl. All right. And all the mods, thank you for being here. Whoever's here. I see some people, chat's kind of going, Foxy. Hopefully Tiff rolls in and we get the crew sent, all that. All right, much love, guys. Let's do this. Let me just start off real quick with what in the hell is going on March 4th, 2026. What do we know so far? And no, don't worry. I am not going to make you listen to the officer talk and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to summarize the stuff for you. I think she will be found, but I think it's absolutely a recovery. Although Barney Fife does say he thinks she's still alive, I'd like to know why he thinks that. And Valerie says, trolls, be gone. Poof, they're gone. Mr. Bot, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you, Valerie. Appreciate that. Mr. Mabster's in the house. What's up? All right, let's just kick off. I'm going to just pull this up so you can kind of go along with me quickly. Today is March 4th, 2026. The investigation has clearly accelerated, and the evidence and the picture is now much more defined than it was 2 weeks ago. We are on day 32. Now, what follows is a consolidated, structured breakdown of the public evidence and what Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano said yesterday, and who has been detained and who has not been detained, and are they cleared? That's a huge thing we're going to talk about today, is who are the people detained and have they been cleared, or are they suspects? All right, so let's continue with the evidence overview. What we know so far, guys, the case shifted from a broad missing person to a focused criminal investigation. And right now it's driven by digital forensics, surveillance review, and targeted leads that law enforcement have. And I got to assure you, those are targeted leads. You cannot, and I repeat, cannot get a federal search warrant for just a hunch about somebody's eyes. All right. And no, they're not, they're set to release the car, but we just don't know yet. I'm going to show you that video in a second. Now, listen, when you're talking about DNA, digital forensic surveillance review on the cameras and targeted leads, I don't know where anybody would say this case is going cold. All right. We've got the doorbell camera footage from February 1st, which is what we've been, flashing up here. Right. We got that. We're still following those leads and trying to beating our head against the wall. Like, we got to know this person. Then we've got the masked, gloved individual, and we're now saying it's a two-person theory or more. We also got the distinctive Walmart exclusive backpack, which investigators have emphasized as a key traceable item, which may have come from eBay or Amazon through a third party. The individual appeared to be armed, according to FBI, so they are looking for holsters, guns, and then they also talked about possibly walkie-talkies or something in their pocket. All speculation. But we also have surveillance videos from the neighboring roads. The cameras on Camino Real, a back road out of Catalina Foothill, captured vehicles passing through the area around the time. And it's not just one vehicle, guys. Some of the cameras were not reviewed initially, and investigators have gone back to re-examine them. So I want you to know that FBI went back to their headquarters. They went back to their headquarters to review the surveillance. They have more, they have more tools back at where their home base is. So just because they left from Tucson and went back to Phoenix, I assure you, they're not just dipping out on us. Good to see you, my girl Tiff. I'm glad you're here. All right. So thousands of hours they have to review. As of March 2nd and 3rd, FBI and Pima County are pouring over thousands of hours of surveillance footage, and this marks a shift from boots on the ground to digital forensic and high-value lead analysis. Now, I want you to know that these people are not cleared. The people that have been detained and released are not cleared. Okay, so the backpack, it's an exclusive model. We might hit a dead end with that unless somebody comes forward. It's a cheap backpack. All right. We got vehicle leads. Sheriff Nano's confirmed that investigators are analyzing a car seen on surveillance video. Maybe, just maybe it's a Kia, but there's other ones. Now, the vehicle hasn't publicly been tied to anything, but right now we have what we had in the Koberger case, and we have a vehicle that was in or around the area about that time, and we have DNA that they've said is in the house, and they believe they're going to find out whose DNA that is. All right. Forensic work, a homicide team is now involved, but investigators are still operating under the assumption that Nancy is alive. So if you guys heard that, they are operating under that way. Does it mean they mean that? Not necessarily, because they do these things to bait us and to get leads. All right. Now, thousands of leads have been processed. I don't know about Barney Fife here. Barney Fife is telling us we got hundreds of thousands of cars. Like, really? I don't think there's hundreds of thousands of cars out there at night, buddy. But yeah, I get it. We get it. Barney Fife. We understand. You haven't been in you're not an FBI. You haven't dealt with this. So let me just sum up what Chris Nanos, aka Barney Fife, said yesterday. Multiple interviews he's given us. The most important points are we are definitely closer. All right. Nanos told NBC that the investigators are making measurable progress and are definitely closer to identifying the suspect. The case is entering a critical phase, and he emphasized that the investigation has progressed significantly over the past month and is now in a critical phase. The homicide team assigned, but guys, they do say that they assume she's alive. Now, the homicide unit is working the case, but Nanos stressed to everybody that they are not treating Nancy as deceased. All right. So maybe this is going to help them for people to move faster, because once they say they think she's no longer with us, then it's not so urgent. All right. So this reflects the seriousness of the investigation.